See Mr. Tomater. Everyone, I'm gonna have coffee and we're gonna go out to the garden. And one of the things we're gonna bring out to the garden this morning is one of these. And you guys are gonna see the garden as I do. Okay, it's after 10. I'm finally outside. I had issues with Wi-Fi and printers, and I'm done arguing with it. I got the last 3 packets of Miss Allie's homeschooling forever. Not for the year, forever. So she will be finishing up here in 3 weeks with high school. So she's a senior and she's graduating next month. Yeah. So I don't know if she needs to take a test this year, because usually the test sees where you're at for next year. But there is no more high school. So, whether she chooses college or whatever, we'll go from there. But I thought I would show you guys the project. It's buggy. It rained yesterday and it downpoured. So we also have to check on the garden. Because it rained so much yesterday, I took the Gorilla Cart and I just took a purple tote. And we have this big rock that where our rain gutter splashes down, it splashes down on a rock so it doesn't like wear away the dirt, and just it gives it some place to splash to. Plus that rock looks really cool when it's wet. So yeah, I put this Gorilla Cart with a tote on top of it, slid it over the rock. That way the tote would get filled, so I wouldn't have to rerun the hose today for today's project. Let me get this box opened. Last year when we dug up our potatoes, we had a lot of tiny ones. They weren't really good to eat. They weren't even good enough to those little tiny baby potatoes, and people put them in the oven with whatever, garlic, butter, tomato, whatever, and you roast your potatoes. Well, let me turn this around and I'll show you what I did. I took all of these tiny little potatoes, and these have been sitting in a box since last year. Yep, end of last summer. And each potato, some are russets from a place in Argyle from here, and the other ones are the red potatoes, which were bought in bags and then grown, but this is the size that they grew. And like I said, I just wanted to try something. I like to do little experiments. This is nothing I heard about online. I'm sure people may do it. But even those tiny ones made little potato starts. Yeah, so made my own slips. So I thought what we would do is this is where I started lemon balm. This whole mound needs to be brought out that way and this way and up. So what I thought I would do while the lemon balm is doing its thing, potatoes, they're one and done. So once they're done, we pull them up and things are just as is. So I thought it would be a good way to get this hugelkultur mound working and then get it ready for other things later. But if it works out okay, this might be where we do our potatoes. So I'm gonna put some soil down after I dig down a little bit, and then I'm going to be planting in pine needles. Yes, you heard me. These are neutral. These are dead. So unfortunately, I cannot find my phone stand thingy, my little thing that holds my phone and sets up tripod. So I took the pine needles and I put them over there and over here, and I kept that hump because we'll be using that later. So I got my space where the soil's gonna go, and then I'm going to place our potatoes, and I'll show you from there. All right, I got my dirt all chopped up. Ay, ay, ay. I used a pitchfork. So I brought my gloves. I don't usually use them, but I thought, I don't know, we'll see. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'll be taking the potatoes and burying them all the way. We'll do red, and then we'll do the russets. These ones come from a place called Goose Island in Argyle. So I'm gonna place them all in, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So almost all of them are in. I know they're close, but they're tiny, and well, it's just, I'm experimenting. I left the rest of that to go into where our other potatoes are already growing, and I'll show you those in a bit. So I'm gonna cover these up, and then afterwards I'm gonna show you what I do after I cover them up with a dirt level, or like I got limited dirt here, so some of them are covered, some of them are mostly covered, some of them I'm still working on. But I'm gonna take this pile here and I'm gonna bring it right on top of them, cover them with the pine needles. Okay, so we have a thin layer of pine needles, and as your plants grow, you're going to be repeating this process. Soil, pine needles, more soil. So I'm gonna get these watered in with that water from that bucket, and we'll keep a watch. Of us are curious creatures, so yeah, I just took the watering can, sunk it in there, and that's how I'm gonna get my water. Oof. So just gonna start in one place, and today, because I just planted them, I'm gonna be soaking this whole thing with this whole barrel. And I might save some for that, for over in that bed. Here's one of our beds. These potatoes, yeah, they're pretty crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be planting some where they didn't come up. That's where these are gonna be going. Sorry I don't have my tripod. I don't know where I stuck it. So I'm gonna be sticking those in the spots where there is no, you know, poker up thingies, and then I'm gonna come back through and I'm gonna show you guys what I do to bury a lot of this, because we have some potatoes showing and you don't want that. Okay, I thought I would show you what I was doing. So because this one was laying down, I put some right here to kind of prop that back up, and I'll do that with each one. Kind of hug. Allergies are horrible. Kind of hug each one. I was using the pitchfork, but because I don't have my tripod thingy, where it went, I'll show you with my hand. So there's the edge of that bed. You just go through and you kind of tuck it back in, and then we'll be burying them. There's our green beans. The green bean neighbors. So we forever have all kinds of sticks in the Hugelkultur mound. So just go in there, tuck them up in, and then we're gonna go in between each one of these, and then I will spread that out. That's where I did the new starts, and right here. But I'll be going through and doing this whole thing, and I'll show you. You can leave just the tops of these because, I mean, the growth is happening in underneath the soil, not up here. This doesn't matter so much. It does, but it doesn't so much. So, it's pretty thick. So I started here and I worked my way up. And as you can see, that gets pretty high. So I put a good amount on the already started potato plants, because you don't want the sunlight getting to those taters and turning them green. Nobody wants green taters. I have to work on a little bit more there. I can take some more from where I just planted. These just need a thin layer where you just did your plants. Those just need a thin layer. You can either add hay after this, add soil, more pine needles, but use what you got. Use what you got. You don't need to go buying hay to do your taters. Okay, so I thought I would, let's see, is it May 28th? I think it's 28th, it's Tuesday. Still got some lettuce going. Probably gonna plant some more because it's gonna be cool. I mean, it's warm, I'm breaking a sweat right now. But it's still gonna be cooler for the end of May, early June, in the 70s. That can change. So here's our celery. Celery and strawberry plant, apparently. That ought to be interesting. They're starting to curl up. More celery. Celery takes a while. Eggplants, not ready to string up yet. I don't know. I didn't go and buy any, so I'm gonna give these guys a chance and we'll see how they go. This is the purple kale. I did rip that one out. It went to flower, gave Braxis and the crickets the rest of it, and called it good. I have a lot of weeding to do still. But this is our carrot growth. So they're all still coming in. Hard to rip these up by the roots. Ugh. Especially when you're trying to reach over 3 feet. Anyway, so the carrots are coming in really nicely. So is all the clover. There's peppers. So we have the California Wonders that I started from seed. They're doing great. And then these through here are the Vineyard Chicks pepperoncinis. That's our tallest one so far. They look good. And then these ones we bought, so they're kind of hyper because they were bought a little bit bigger than the ones I had started. But this one's yellow. That one's red. It's actually a Red Delicious. And this is green. So we'll see how those go. And then there's the Walla Wallas. They're getting tall, but everything's sticking up, so that's good. One of our squash plants, zucchini. Everything's looking good in there. This is the ground tomatoes. Black cherry tom. Pineapple tom. Those are pineapple cherry, they're ground cherry. More pineapple ground cherry. More blue and black cherry tomatoes. This is our beans. I still have not yet. I need to do something with these volunteer tomatoes. I don't know. Do I just yank them? I don't know. But I mean, we've got them growing everywhere. But this seems to be like the thickest spot that these tomatoes are all coming back. But I need to do something quick. So I've got this bean and that bean and this bean and those beans surrounding. Now beans and tomatoes are beneficial to each other, but these can't grow like this. I wonder what happened out in the wild anyways with tomatoes. So I'll have to pull some of these. Maybe, I mean, they're obviously way too close together, so I have to pull some of these, either transplant them or just pick the strongest ones and call that good. More flowers are starting out there on those raspberries. These Brussels sprouts are doing really well. The other day it was so windy I had to string them up. We almost lost 4 of them. This is the cabbages. They are doing spectacular. Yep, let's peek. Look at that. Nice little round ball. I love peeking in on the balls. That's so cool to see. But these are huge. It's only the end of May. There's more down there. I'll show you. But not before we show more zucchini. We're bound and determined this year to get some zucchinis. So I'm planting everywhere in every different way. The cucumbers are going really, really slow. This one's getting pretty long though. But they have this big cage to grow all the way up. And then here's our other cabbages. They're doing really, really good. We fed everything. Bigfoot fed everything yesterday. Then we have the tomatoes. Yeah. We have tomatoes actually already at the end of May. I think the bigger one of the cherries was down here somewhere. Now to find it, right? Yeah. It's to find it now. I don't know. Oh, there they are. There they are. They are hiding. Look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? They are gorgeous. I am gonna have to get that little leaf off from there though so we don't get any bottom rot. Alright, I fell off. So there's the first start of our cherry meters. And we got more on the other side, right behind those. Oof. Somewhere. Well, no bother. You have to take my word for it. This is our purple Cherokee. Those 2 there. Those are grown up pretty good. This is our heirloom beefsteak. This thing always needs like many strings because it gets so huge. So huge. And I thought I saw it. Yeah, I did. Look at that. Woo woo. We already have tomatoes on the beefsteak. And this isn't an early girl. This is an heirloom beefsteak. So this one's starting off pretty good. Pretty good. There was more tomatoes somewhere else too. Down there somewhere. I don't know where they are at the moment. This is Jubilee, the one I did in the house. See, it's pretty tall. And again, with the volunteer tomatoes. Jubilee, Jubilee. That one is Jubilee because I lost one and I had to move one and put it in here. So that one's one I grew from seed, but it's new to that hole, to that spot, because the wind the other day spun these twines around, and it spun and spun and spun until that tomato plant stem was, I don't know, that was like about that size. And it sucks because it killed it. So whichever. I do have some bottom leaves to trim. I went around pinching the little, you know, I'm losing my words today. Pinching those thingamajiggies. You guys know I know what they are. I'm just having a moment today. And look how good these black cherry toms, or no, these are blue cherry toms are doing. I'm super excited about these. And it looks like I already need to again add some more clips. I think I have one in my pocket. Just one. Yep. So what you do is you put it around the string, stick it in there, and then you go up to the next part. I call them little necks. And then there you have it. You're all nice and straight. You want them to keep going up. But anyway, that's pretty much all the update. We'll see how those potatoes go versus the one in the beds. These ones obviously will be way behind the other ones by months, but it's okay. We have fall picking to do. But anyway, I have trash to go pick up over there and a project that I want to do there. And my back has been hurting. So I just can't seem to get to work right. It just doesn't want to keep up with me. Yeah, so the sciatica has been a problem again. Well, since I was 16, but it's been a problem more and more often now. When I weed, it's horrible. And then I plant, it's horrible. It seems like anything I do nowadays, it just is, it locks right up. That hosta got big this year. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh, we have a bunny. Yeah, so he's been eating the clover. So all around the garden beds, we have clover. And that's what he's been doing. He's been eating the clover instead of the plants. Most of ours is caged in or raised, but we did start something new, so we're just gonna have to see. And now I still haven't done the back patio. We started it. It's literally just the three of us need to get out there and just do it. It's too much for me by myself now. A lot of things are getting a lot for me, which is another reason I've been spending more time off from YouTube, because when I'm doing good, I need to put almost all of my time into what we're doing here. And with your seed saving, don't forget to save those brass and other kinds of seeds. I would say more than 1,000 for each one of the poom poom that you have. Okay, it's getting buggy out here. Later. I never mentioned what I do with the milk. I put the milk around things that need calcium. And I know it sounds weird, but I pour the milk around tomato plants and different other plants that need calcium. And that's what I do. So anyways, I didn't do that yet. And by the way, just that little bit that I did, which some people may think it's a lot, that little bit that I did, my sciatica, yeah, it's real fun. So Bigfoot got me a light so I can paint at night again. I'm working on this, so see, you got a sneak preview. This is going to take me a long time because I'm only working on it 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour here and there, and then that's it. So anyways, sneak preview.